welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley if you are new here. The camera is like crooked and there's paint splatters on the lens, but I'm about to turn it down to the table, so bear with me for just a second. But I recently, like yesterday, got my hands on the Kristy Rice's The Art for Joy's Sake palette, and I'm so excited to try this out. We're gonna do some swatching, we're gonna do some painting, we're gonna just do some marks on a page, see how these paints play with each other, play with the paper. I'm gonna be using some cheap paper and then some expensive paper, but we're just going to open this up, check it out, play with it, and have some fun. So let's get to it. All right, so let's open up this gorgeous palette. Let's see if we can get this out of the box. I'm gonna show you all that it comes with. It has a little info packet. Let's look at this gorgeous palette. First of all, it's beautiful. And then we get to the inside, and these colors are not colors you would typically think to put together in a palette. Like, this is only Kristy Rice would think of these colors in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. Who else would put a highlighter yellow in a watercolor palette? I love it. And I'm so excited to play with this and mix these colors together. If you're new here, I love color mixing. And this palette isn't a traditional one you would look at and think of color mixing, but man, can you make a lot of different things out of this palette. So we're gonna do that today, but let's go ahead and swatch these. I just wanna get these on the page and see what they look like. So I'm just gonna start scribbling color on this page and just see what these colors look like and how they blend together, which ones are pushier than others. Let's just play with these colors and see what they look like. And then I'm just gonna show you a couple of things that I did with the very first things that I painted with this, because I just wanted to see how these colors played together. First, I just put a bunch of marks on a page, just played with the colors. None of this is supposed to be pretty. I just wanted to see how these colors performed and worked well together, and worked together. So this entire page is just me doing brush strokes that make no sense whatsoever. And then I used a reference photo of a rose that a picture I'd taken years and years ago. And this is not meant to be an exact duplication of that photo. This was just an inspiration. So there is a single rose and just an entire page full of leaves. And again, this was mostly just for me to see how the colors layered and how they work together. So there was that rose. And then, all right, so I'm gonna paint some more, but I wanted to show you, I was actually listening to the live last night with Kristy Rice, and Tammy K was on as well. And after that live, I just very loosely put some strokes down on a paper. This was not meant to be a masterpiece. This was meant to be kind of an exercise and just relaxing and painting. And so that is what this is. I just took, I wish I was filming this, but I wanted to just relax. And sometimes when you're filming, you've got the camera in between you and the paper. It's just not, it's not as relaxing. So I just took this Kristy Rice brush. This is the 1/2" dagger, Forget Rolls. And I literally just like wiggled it around, and all of the leaves on here, I didn't want to think about making a leaf shape. I just would like press it and lift it in different directions. Again, this was just an exercise in kind of freeing yourself while painting. So, and in that process, I was using these paints as well. But I want to move on and paint something today. So let's see, this is the 5 Below paper. This is the 5 Below paper that I used last night, but I want to get out some different paper, paint something. I don't know what yet. Where's my leaf? Okay, let's get this off. Darn it. Every single time I'm filming and trying to take a paper off the block, I tear the paper. Okay. I'm going to use my little 8x8 paper here. This is 100% cotton. This is the Fluid 100 cold press. I really do enjoy this paper. It's not my absolute favorite, but it is a very good paper. My favorite right now is the Stonehenge. But let's paint something. What am I gonna paint? I have no idea. So here is my palette all messy already. I paint very much like Kristy in the sense that I just dip into colors. This might bother some people, but honestly, you can just wipe off the paint on top and they're pretty and brand new and fresh. So I mix so much color that I just go into all of them. So I'm sorry if that bothers you. That's just the way I paint. Okay. All right, so now I need to decide what I'm gonna paint. So how do you decide what you're gonna paint? That's a very good question. A lot of times I will sit down and I will just either just start putting color on a page, or I will go to Pinterest or look at photos I've taken and take inspiration from those. I normally do florals on here, but what I do most, I do my son's favorite cartoon characters, or I will paint little fashion prints, which I absolutely love doing. You know what? That's what we're gonna do today. This would be a great palette for that. So I'm gonna show you how I clean off my paints a little bit. We're gonna start fresh. I just take a little bit of water and wipe it off. So I know Kristy and a lot of people actually spray their palettes before they start. And if that's what you do, that's totally fine. I personally don't like spraying my palette. Just a personal decision there. So, because I just dip in with a wet brush and reactivate the paints, but I don't like spraying water everywhere. Okay, so let me find some inspiration and we're gonna paint something. So this is what I will do is I will just go through Pinterest and see, like that's pretty, find some kind of inspiration photo. So let's browse. And even like you could paint this, like that would be so pretty to paint a palette with colors on it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint a palette with colors on it. I'm gonna paint Kristy's palette with colors on it. Let's do that. And therefore my inspiration is right here. Did you see how that works? I love it. Start browsing and then ideas come to your brain. So when I'm painting something that's not a loose floral, I always sketch it out first. It makes it a lot easier, and I normally erase most of it, but okay, I'm gonna start sketching. I'm not gonna talk while I sketch because I have to concentrate. So let's get to sketching. This is so weird, by the way, sketching with a camera here and a microphone here. And we'll see if I can do it. All right, so I'm gonna start painting, and I'm actually gonna use the cat's tongue from Kristy Rice's set. And I'm gonna start with the palette. Now the palette's white, but white is never actually white. So I'm gonna start with the palette, and then I'm gonna add the color. So I've mixed up a nice grayish, brownish color here, and let's start painting. Okay, so my microphone was not on doing that entire exit, but there is the final painting. Not the greatest thing in the world, but you know, it's fine. And the whole point of this was to test the paints out, have a little fun, relax, and paint. I have no idea how much of that my microphone was off for. So let me give you my little mini review of this palette before my camera dies. First of all, I think the color selection is absolutely amazing. I would never have thought to put these colors together, and as I'm painting and mixing, I find it very easy to use these colors. And this fluorescent, absolutely stunning. It's fun as a pop of color, but also just as a mixing, I really enjoy mixing it into other colors. Absolutely fantastic. The quality of the paints, so far, I think they're amazing. I have painted several things with it, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever. It works well on cheap paper. It works well on 100% cotton paper. Absolutely loving it. But I'm going to continue to test out this paint, and I'll let you know as I use it some more, my complete thoughts on it. But if you have this palette and you've been using it, please let me know what your thoughts. Wow. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this one because my camera is not going to work any longer. But if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see future videos, hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. I said stop recording. Button, push. Nope, wrong button. I brought a new one in here. Where did it go? Gosh, how do I lose things so quickly? I feel pressure because my camera is like flashing that it's gonna overheat. I hope the microphone is working for some of that.